when I die, hopefully a few people will show up. And then my kids will see it. They go, oh, Dad was a good guy. Or Granddad was a good guy and he helped people, right? Miracles happen all the time. I drive supercars, right? And it didn't start off like, if I say to you, if you have $1 million, don't go and put it in a car because you're going to lose. So I put the intention out there. Now, do you know what I do, Samira? I walk into a showroom and I say, I want that $1 million car, and they give me the key. I don't even pay for it. But so was Steve Jobs. I'm no Steve Jobs, but so was Steve Jobs, right? Elon Musk, he doesn't build the rockets, he doesn't build Tesla, but he has this vision. When you have nothing, you work harder. When you have everything, you tax the world by force, you relax.
What are
to
the
be a president of
changes?
Iran. I'll treat education is really important. I get people to travel.
You have traveled all around the world, and you are always in the air more than on the ground. Why do you like Dubai? I mean, what is? I mean, you have a choice at this time to go, or which.
The rich. Now that could be rich in love. It could be rich in personality. It could be wealth. It doesn't have to be all materialistic.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm gladiator welcome to the man who started it all, Dariush Soudi!
Hello everyone, and I think today is the most special and a very auspicious day because we have someone absolutely profound. We have today with us Mr. Dariush Soudi, and Mr. Dariush has 4 decades of experience as a serial entrepreneur, his different modalities towards the business transformation and how personal transformation with mental abundance is just so phenomenal. And I have personally truly been a great admirer because I think for me, Mr. Dariush is a mentor in all its forms. And of course, you must be knowing the true gladiator at the Gladiator Event Summit. And we are just seeing this amazing book that has come out. And let's have Mr. Dariush talk and start.
Dariush will be fine. No need for the Mr. part. But
right.
What does auspicious mean?
So it's
That was a good word. I was like impressed.
I use it on my valedictorian speech. So it's like a special day.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, I'm going to use that now. I'm going to pinch it. Thank you so much. Glad to be here. I missed you. We haven't seen each other for a couple of months. So.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And you have been all around the globe, being a globetrotter, and it's so nice to have you with us at Unleash. And so, can you tell me about your beautiful journey? How did you start in coming towards this gladiator idea?
I think first thing is that I lost very close family members in my life when I was young. So it made me realize that life is not guaranteed anything, right? So losing my father, he was 30 years old, 31, I realized that old age is a bonus. There's no guarantee of that you're going to be here tomorrow. So I started doing something in my head that was counting days, counting hours. I'm constantly counting how many days, how many hours till I'm 30, how many times before I'm 50, before I die, before year 2000 comes in. So I just subconsciously and consciously, I'm aware of how I spend my time. And I've always done that. And also, I was told that I'm the responsible guy. I wasn't the only boy in the family. It was my responsibility to support everyone. So this sense of responsibility and valuing time was kind of coincidentally installed in me since childhood. Not particularly intelligent, not particularly good at anything, not have any particular gifts. So I thought, you know what, if I'm going to be in this world once and I've been dealt some tough cards, how can I turn this into an opportunity? And then we moved to England, and when I was 11, it was tough. My mom was on her own. She married an alcoholic, and he was abusive. My mom was not kind mentally. She took it out on me, her frustrations. And so childhood was tough. I was bullied at school. And I thought, you know what, I can't be defeated. So although a lot of children have tougher childhoods, and I don't wish it on anyone, but mine didn't kind of exist. It wasn't very happy times. And then I married a young lady, and she had her own business. She's my first wife. We divorced now, but she's a very good friend of mine. And I learned a lot from her. She went into personal development, got involved. We opened some businesses together. We became friends and not lovers. We decided to divorce. And I became quite successful. I was a target. I got attacked at home at knife point with my kids in the house.
Oh my God.
In England. And that night, because she lived here, that night I flew my kids to Dubai for their safety. And then a few months later I had a heart attack because of the pressure of it all. I was very honest, I said I just want to be with my kids, and told the potential buyers of my business, and they gazumped me. They paid me 10%, not the 90%. The taxman came after me, the bank came after me, and I came here penniless in 2009, September 2009, which was the worst time Dubai ever had. But it was a perfect time for me because I decided to become a consultant, learn from all my pain and fix people's problems. And people hire consultants when they have pain. They don't hire them when they're making money.
Absolutely.
Because everything seems, all the boxes are ticked. So it was perfect for me. Started door knocking. The first goal was to pay the school fees, pay the rent, put roof over my kids' heads, and set out 6 monthly goals, broke them down to weeks, months, weeks, days, hours. And I achieved every goal, touch wood, possible. And here we are today. And I thought, you know what, because I'm stupid, I'm not very smart, I should log everything. So I started logging all my mistakes and lessons, and so I don't repeat them. And about 20 years ago, I went to Iran, and someone said, do you want to go and have a look at your dad and granddad's grave? And people turned out to see me and shake my hand. And I said, why are they here? I haven't been here since like 40 years, 30 years, whatever. And so they're here to pay homage and respect to your granddad, because his kind deeds changed their lives. So although they don't know you, they respect your granddad. So I thought, you know what, what a legacy.
So profound.
Yeah, what a legacy. So at that point, I decided to start sharing my lessons. And it's kind of picked up. Now we have around 10 million, 11 million followers around the world. The Gladiator social media. We have 1 million subscribers on our YouTube channel, and people watch my podcast all over the world. So it's just kicked off. When I met you, I was doing, if you remember, I was doing events with 20, 30 people in the room.
At the Amwaj Rotana, at the Internet City.
Yeah, everywhere.
Was my time when I heard and I was at the workshop. Yeah.
30, 40, and it went to about 130
they were like
people.
100.
Yeah, it was latter stage. It went to about 130 people. That was the max we had. And then the last one we had was 3,000 people. So it's just taken off, the momentum's taken off. And I think in my mind, I've done it now. I've achieved it. We got momentum. And I was listening to Robin Sharma a couple of months ago, and he said, most people don't know how to rest in between. Right now, as we're speaking, I'm going through my rest stage. I'm kind of reevaluating where I am, what I'm doing. That's my journey. Authentic, no filters, share my vulnerability, and it hurts sometimes because of the feedback, but I'm always going to be truthful.
You know, I wanted to really, because there's a lot of research being done where they say when you are in a certain status, like coming to a millionaire status, there's a trajectory, right? Some people, like, you know, they say the poor stay poor and the rich, because it's easier for them. Like, what is the secret sauce? Like,
it's the mindset. What happens is, I think the poor, two things. One, they set themselves limits. They listen to other people and say, you can't, you do this. And then they have distractions with, like, the Ukraine war, the I don't know, the tariffs and all this. But really, if you want to be rich, all you have to do is serve your neighbors, right? Serve a kilometer radius of where you are.
Beautiful.
And you can still be rich. The fact that, I don't know, Canada they got 25% tariffs, it's really not going to affect you. So I find that the poor, if you imagine the way I see life, is true to me. But I shouldn't expect anybody else to see life the way I view it, right? Because life is based on your experiences. And my experience of my life is special to me, right? So what people do, the poor especially, they start labeling things. Their story becomes a victim. Because of this and because of that and because of this and because of that, I am where I am today. And they accept it. The rich, now that could be rich in love, it could be rich in personality, it could be wealth. It doesn't have to be all materialistic. They have a very abundance mentality. They control life, they take charge, and they say, right, I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to take responsibility, and God is within me, right? The difference between me and a dog is that a dog doesn't make choices. It's like you eat, you poo, you sleep, and that's it. And be happy when your boss gets home, right? With me, I have a choice to do 1,000 things, right? So I decide to make the right choices and have a life of abundance. The rich see abundance everywhere. The poor see scarcity everywhere.
Yes, I think it just sums up so beautifully. And also I feel that the rich don't have it easy. It is super hard. Do you know the people who are in their comfort zone, they have it so easy, and comparing it to those who are accomplishing, like you being a serial entrepreneur, not having one line of business, but many lines of businesses. So just trying to see that it's a lot of hard work. Like maybe people see from a distance that, okay, maybe he's lucky, or maybe like, he got it so easy. But what goes behind, and the planning and the organization.
Well, discipline is everything, right? You need to be disciplined in life. If you want to have a great body, you go to the gym every day, right? Or every couple of days. And you eat less than, and you exercise more, you eat less. So it's quite simple, but not everybody can do it, right?
It's not easy.
Exactly. So life's not easy. The first thing you got to do is that life is hard, period. I know lots of rich people who don't work hard, okay, but they're smart. At the same time, I believe that if you don't earn it, you don't appreciate it, okay? So those people that have really not worked for it, they don't really appreciate what they have. They take it for granted.
So my other question is that, like, these people who want to make a change, like the difference that I felt, and I'm just trying to, let's say from a radar, seeing your personality, like at the Gladiator Summit, that was so profound. How did you, I feel that a lot of times people just are saying the same thing. You genuinely care. You give the hard love. You feel people's pain. And I think that is completely rare.
Thank you.
These days. And was it always in you? Like how?
Nobody was there to help me. No one. When I needed it. And I thought I'll be there for someone. And there are times through the last 10 years where I've like, oh, what am I doing this? I don't sell anything. The book is the first thing I've ever sold. I don't sell courses. I don't sell anything. I'm just giving and loving. And, with social media, you get stalkers, you get haters. The other day, I got like 10,000 whatever likes or comments or whatever, and one of them is like, you're fat so and so. I'm like, I want to just listen to the message, right? And it's a thankless job, giving and loving and giving. And then I go to the beach for a walk, and somebody approaches me and says, Dariush, your videos changed my life.
Yes.
I'm in a restaurant, and I think this is God, the universe sends people to say, you're doing the right thing.
You have changed my life.
Oh, thank you. And you've changed mine.
Yes.
So thank you. So we're all blessed. Live in gratitude. I like to say be humble, but not grovel, if that makes sense. Like be humble, be kind, be generous, be appreciative of life, but don't kiss ass, right? Because you need a certain amount of ego and certainty to make you achieve things in life. Otherwise, your kindness, your manners can be taken for granted, and you can be taken advantage of.
Yes. So you have traveled all around the world, and you are always in the air more than on the ground. Why do you like Dubai? I mean, what is? I mean, you have a choice at this time to go, or which you do. I'm sure.
I just bought an apartment in Bali, but then if I want to be by the beach, enjoy the green nature, I'll go there. But no, I don't like the traffic. There's no proper infrastructure there, safety, security, electricity, constant electricity. So there's, it's give and take. I like balance. I don't like being in Dubai in summer. The heat's too much for me. So we travel all over the world. The thing is, most people don't have a good relationship with money. Okay, and I want to teach people that money is energy, right? If you change your energy, you will attract money as long as you go out there working and grafting and meeting people. So money gives me choices, thank God, that I can literally pick anywhere I want to go and take the family with me and walk about. I've earned it, right? I've worked so hard. I remember when I had nothing, I was working 7 days a week, sometimes forgetting to eat. And my diet was 2 coffees and a sugar donut a day. That's not very good. I had a second heart attack because of the stress and everything else. So I don't recommend it. Now, going back, sir, I remember your question about connecting with the heart, is that I see parents treating their children terribly.
Yes.
Because they don't remember that they used to be children, right? And I used to always watch the way people treated waiters and waitresses and their children. And then I think, you know what, I'll never forget that I used to be a child and I used to know how I wanted to be and how I want to be spoken to, but I had nothing, yes? Somebody recommended me to someone to hire me when I had nothing. And he sent a message to my friend saying, he interviewed me and he said, the guy's a loser, don't touch him, okay? And he had I think when he came to interview me, he had a Audi R8, a brown one, horrible color. And within a year, I had 3. White, black, red, all convertible. I took a picture and I sent it to him. I said, thanks for the motivation, right? And when you have nothing, people think you're a loser, right? So you're the only person who can inspire yourself. So I thought, you know what, I'll be there for people and I'll share my vulnerability and people like it. So at the Gladiator Summit, I had everybody in tears in the first 10 minutes.
I know.
Because I knew what I would be feeling like when I'm entering the seminar. Traffic, parking, walking, queuing outside. How can I get them out of that, the mindset? And I have this feeling, I feel what they feel. That's why I can never do a Gladiator Summit and hire an event organizer, because they don't feel what I feel.
Your warmth and your welcoming and the entire theme I could feel. And throughout those 2 days, people were feeling home. They were feeling they came home. I mean, and the connectivity.
The love was amazing, wasn't it?
The love, the energy, the vibration. One just physically had to be there to experience. And I know so many people just flew for 2 days for that summit. But from an audience perspective, I can tell you that it was a complete unique moment for comparing it to any event in Dubai, to be honest, because this was where your love for them and really like an unconditional love.
Yeah, because again, remember, I promised the audience I'm not going to sell them anything. And then one speaker put a QR code to sell something. And I came on stage and I apologized. So I had no idea this lady put a presentation on to sell her course, right? Because I don't sell anything. I just give you love. The fact that whether I make money out of the seminar or not, it's my challenge, right? And I made money, not much, but broke even a little bit more because I had sponsors, I sold tickets, I had booths outside. Some speakers paid me to speak on my stage because they appreciated the risk I'd taken.
Of course.
So I broke even from...
And the importance that they're getting.
Yeah, but that $1 million shot is the camera behind them with 3,000 people looking at them. All speakers are dying for that type of photo. So, people feel the authenticity. And we were talking about other companies and communities, is that they're constantly selling. People are sick to death of being put in a vulnerable place in about an hour and a half, and then they get sold to, right? With me, I just turned around on the second day. You were there on the second day, and I said, this company changed my life, and everybody got up and ran to them and signed. So I don't have to sell anything. When there's trust, you can guide, and people will run.
I think no one has been able to grasp this element of trust, because what they're doing is when they're just trying so hard and it's working against them.
I know. Over the last, in that event, a PR company of another company approached me. So I want to work with you. And yes, 2 days ago, I fired them because over the last 4.5 months, all they've tried to do is trying to get me to dance to their way of doing things. And I'm saying, no, you don't understand. You don't share the vision that the future is heart connection. The future isn't sell course, sell, talk about me like I'm a big deal. You know, in our event, somebody phoned us and said, I really would like to speak. And I thought they had really good content. So I took myself off stage. I gave them my slot.
No way.
I gave them my slot because I felt the audience could benefit. It's not about me, the event. It's about the audience. Now, if you go to other people, it's about the organizer. It's about the owner. It's their show. Okay, with me,
Commercial.
it's about...
Yeah.
Well, it's about ego and significance, right? I actually seek zero significance. I do know doing this and selling books and stuff, I'm touching people's hearts, right? And I'm changing lives. But ultimately, you know, I don't go out, I don't socialize, I don't do anything. I love my kids. I love the time I spend with my family more than anything. Because that time will pass, right? And I just need to enjoy it as much as I can.
And I think that is one of the negative sides, when the distractions, there's so many distractions and people scrolling, and then
especially distractions, especially when you have money, not when you don't have money.
Yes.
When you have money, the temptation to spend, to invest, to get distracted on fun stuff is so much. Learning to say no. I've lost millions. I can sit here, if I share with you how much money I've lost because I said yes to people, you'll cry. And I'll give you an example. 10 years ago, a guy came to me, recommended by a client of mine that I didn't like. Signs were everywhere. He came, sat down with his family, all crying, without his house deed. He said, I've got a business here, 400 staff. The government owes me this amount of money. They're going to pay me next week. I'm $900,000 short, dirhams short. I'll give you my house deed. If I don't pay, you know, give me 10% extra. I'll give you 10% extra if I pay you back in 3 months. 3 months came, check bounced, went to the house has been sold, gone. I phoned the guy up here, he doesn't even pick up my call. His wife, who came to the meeting crying, his kids don't even talk to me anymore. And he messaged me, said, stop bothering me or I'll block you. And I still haven't got my money back. He's been in jail 3 times. His wife comes,
yes.
The wife comes, I don't even mind mentioning his name, to be honest with you. Not that he cares, but his wife comes 3 times, say, how can my husband pay you back if he's in jail? So I got him out of jail 3 times, and I still haven't got my money back. And she walks around with Hermes bags, Louis Vuitton bags, driver, everything else. So, and it's happened a few times. And I've learned to say no. And I said, look, I have the money, but every time I've lent money to someone, he's turned out sour, and I don't want that in my life anymore. People come with opportunities and say, you know, I've got a really good quality of life and I don't want a headache. I don't want arguments. I don't want to waste my time. Just want to keep things as they are. And thank you, but no thanks.
But do you think that this thinking of, like, you know, when you face losses in business, some people can die of the negative, like it's,
you know what it is? It's when you decide to run your own business, you have to decide how much risk you can take. Because there are going to be sleepless nights, long hours, sacrifices, and you know, and most people aren't prepared to take those sacrifices. They still bring the 9-to-5 mentality, right? They think, oh, the moment I do this, I'm working for this guy, and my client is bringing $1 million a year. If I take this, I'll take the $1 million. They don't realize the whole infrastructure costs a fortune, right? So your quality of life depends on the amount of risk you can comfortably take when you're running a business. So I know I have losses, but my wins are big. I'll give you an example. Like, again, I just want to share with you. I'm not showing off or trying to say anything special. I used to buy and sell shares, right? And I used to buy $1,000 worth of shares, make $300. Didn't change my life, okay? But now the quantity of money I put in, and that 30% goes up, and I look at it, I made like $70,000, $50,000. These are life-changing amounts, right? So just the rules of the games are the same, but the numbers, the more noughts on it. So you just have to be able to, your mindset is everything. Be ready to cope with it.
I wanted to ask, for instance, if you have the opportunity to be the president of a country,
I'd love to be.
What
I'd love
are
to
the
be a president
changes?
of Iran. I'll treat education is really important. I get people to travel because this nationalism, right? In America right now, everybody thinks America is the center of the world. And it's like, I look at people who are running it now, like they're like school bullies. Yes? They don't see long term, these other kids will grow up and kick your ass, right? Because I was bullied and I kicked their ass when I grow up, right? And they don't realize it's not like 200 years ago where you had the resources that everybody needed you. Now, with blockchain technology, money travels. If you become nationalist and your consumers will suffer, you will suffer, right? Like Brexit in England.
Yes.
Still these idiots thinking they're an island, right? They don't realize they need to be part of Europe to be successful. Their economy is going to suffer. Unfortunately, I don't know why most human beings, I'm taking my kids to Auschwitz, the concentration camp, in summer.
How was that experience?
I'm going this summer coming. I'm
Okay.
taking them. And my 10-year-old and my wife's like, does he need that negativity? Does he need that energy? I said, you know what? If we don't learn from our past, how can we go forward? Okay? There's not going to be showing people lying in gas chambers, but we're going to see the gas chamber where it happened, right? So he's got to be educated that this cannot happen again. Unfortunately, it seems like governments are making the same mistake. So I'll get people to travel to see that it's not just that, what you do affects people. And Americans should know that the Iranians are the most nicest people. Iranians should know that Americans are the nicest people, right? But we led to believe that we good, they're bad. That's the first thing. 2, I treat everyone with dignity, right? With respect.
Yes.
In England, when you have an ambulance or a fire engine, people throw rocks and bricks at it. They don't. In America, they do videos of how much you can disrespect the police, right? And some of it is because they were disrespectful to the public. So I would treat people with respect.
Planting those positive seeds from the beginning.
Yes, and believe in humans and they will treat you with respect back. If you start putting too many laws and constraints, look at Dubai. There are poor people here. Mm-hmm. Majority of people are not earning huge amounts of money, but they don't steal. Majority don't steal. I haven't locked my car door for like 11 years, forever. My front door of my house has never been locked. Don't even know where the key is, right? So the other day, last year, I left some $10,000 or so on an ATM machine. on top of the ATM machine. And I got in the car, left them all. I thought, oh shit. Turned around, got back, and it was still there. Nobody touched it. Where in the world? I sit Starbucks and leave my wallet and phone and go and queue and come back, still there. And then we go to England. Within 1 hour, my phone's stolen, my case is taken. Yeah. And people have got to realize that most refugees, or most people who come to your country, are actually hard working, honest, decent people. And most Europeans and Westerners don't want to clean toilets. They don't want to drive buses. They don't want to pick oranges in California or trees. So they need laborers. They need people coming to the country. And something, I agree with Elon Musk that we need populations. Where there are large populations like India, China, they're going to prosper, right?
And that which was unheard of like 8 years ago, and now it's literally because of those elements of
nationalism. Oh yeah, you mean with who? With the countries like India and China?
Yeah. Like for India, like a few, like it wasn't.
How many hundreds of years you were taxed by the British? Hundreds of years. You were the richest country in the world by far. You were taxed for hundreds of years. And only like 60, 70 years you've had your freedom. And now you got richest people. You're buying British steel. You're buying Land Rover. You're buying,
all these British products.
Assets, yes.
And
the
healthcare.
I actually studied
their healthcare.
I studied the Maharajas and some of them were like, oh, the Queen's got a palace, let's build one 10 times bigger. Oh, they own Rolls Royce, let's build one in silver. I used to love those stories. And now they're coming in and they're taking over. Because when you have nothing, you work harder. When you have everything and you tax the world by force, you relax. And, again, they say, I should be careful what I say, but they say America first, right? And I had a chat with this American guy who was interviewing me last week. I said, your problem is you've been putting America first for the last 70 years, right? Mm-hmm. Because you've been causing wars everywhere to feed your arms race, to feed your
Ego.
companies. Not companies, because they create jobs. Boeing and all these people and all these rockets and bombs and stuff.
Yeah.
They created jobs in the US. So you creating all this turmoil, you've attached the dollar to the oil, so nobody can trade without your okay, right? You can do sanctions and stop countries trading. You can, and this is putting America first all the time. But why don't you try it the other way around? Put everybody equal, right? I talk a lot about Gaza and Ukraine and stuff, because I think people should be equal, right? The other day I was like, Israel's going to stop this and it's going to do that, and they're going to destroy Gaza and they're going to do this. And Hamas has released 33 people and Israel 2,000. I was like, what makes that one person, 100 times better than the other person, right? But really, everybody should have equal values, no matter where they're from. Just because we drew the line, that doesn't mean he's worthless and he's worth 100 times more than somebody else. So if I was a president, I'd make everybody feel respected. Yes. Educate, travel.
So
love, by the way, love everyone.
I think you
Ultimately,
personify, I think what I feel is, and a lot of people, like, you know, how you have said people come up to you and say that you've actually changed my life. It's coming from truly caring for them and with love, with, you know.
And I can be tough, right? I've been tough with you, right?
Yes.
But you know that it's unconditional. I'm not doing it to make myself feel good. I'm saying it because I really care. And it's like a fatherly love, brotherly love. And
it's giving you that pain to see.
Yeah, and then at that time you may be open to it. Maybe months or years later you go, you know what? That bold, fat guy was right. He actually cared for me. And people come to me and say, you know...
Smart, handsome.
Thank you so much. The book.
I want to know about your book, because the book has been absolutely... So because people now need to, because they want to...
Have you read it?
Yes.
Truthfully?
Halfway.
Okay.
So do you want to say, like, can you tell us something about your book?
Well, it's just like, it's 12 principles of Modern Day Gladiator. It's because, again, I logged in, I thought, you know, what have I learned I can share, right? And if I can be in people's forefront, like mine, I can be on the shelves, I can be on the online, on YouTube and all this, I keep pressing, and this is my legacy of all the tricks that the rich and people who live in abundance use. So I just share it. And it's done in a kind of an autobiography format. It took me 7 years to write it. And it's tiny. But I wanted to be, I didn't know if it should be an autobiography, because I talk about people who've hurt me, right? I took a lot of it away because thank God most of them are alive. But there had to be some authenticity behind it. I didn't want it, you know, the monk who sold his Ferrari. Beautiful book, very similar to mine, but mine's real. Okay, that was a third party, it was a lawyer, this. Now that could have been Robin Sharma, I don't know. But I want to be me, you know, my face on it, and this is my life, and hopefully get inspired, make people laugh, people cry, but inspire most people.
Absolutely, and I think we need that a lot at this time. In this point in time where everyone is distracted, and so
By the way, just we've sold out everywhere. Virgin last week or this week have ordered 2,000 books. Virgin.
Amazing.
Ordered just in Dubai. So you're going to see it everywhere. Incredible. When we launched it, we had 2 or 3 sales. But now they're all over in every Borders, they're in Virgin, they're everywhere.
Because they can see the authenticity. And
I hope so.
I want to also ask about, what is your next? Because everyone is asking for the next Gladiator event, and there is like they're not getting that dopamine again, and they're looking for that. So if you want to share, or however it is, what is it that you?
If I gave you $1 million or $2 million, would you go and do an event for a day? Probably not, right? And then get nothing for it.
Too much at stake.
Okay.
Yeah.
I look back and I get emotional. I think, God, there was so much love in that room, and I love to do it again. Then I think, hang on, it took me 3-4 months. I put all the money down payment, all the advertising to get it all happening. Finished. I didn't enjoy the day because I'm stressed out about everything, and it took me 3 weeks to recover. Right? If I had $2 million and somebody was consulting me, would they say do an event? Right? So, no. However, I realized a lot of people saying, you left us. So I raised them to a level, and then there was nothing.
Yes.
Nothing.
Yes.
No community, no, because all just want to inspire people, right? And then I think, hang on a second, they want to get connected. They do want to learn. They want more of what I teach, right? So right now we're developing, today I'm having a presentation by my team, the best way to open up a community. Second is that we are very close, I think a couple of months away, where you can have my avatar on your community. So if you pay, let's say $100 a month,
right?
You say, Dariush, I have a question to ask you, and my AI will answer what the solution should be. So you can have Dariush in your pocket. So that's what we're developing now. So I've got 2 terabytes.
I can't wait to get my hands on
Thank you.
this one.
I've got, you can't wait to get your hands on me.
Oh, because no one can, everyone wants to.
Can you delete that part, please? Yeah, I'm just,
but
so,
honestly,
no. So yeah, yeah, because
avatar having
the avatar
you know,
and my
Dariush,
voice and my face and stuff like this. So
beautiful.
And then answering any question, and then the AI keeps improving, gladiator style. Okay, so I've been contacting this guy. I had a great meeting with him. Send a proposal. He's not replying. What do I do? And then I advise him what to do. That's where we're going. And then probably, maybe, because I'm coming across some amazing speakers who have a lot to give. And I'm thinking maybe not that difficult for me now to have a room of 300 or 400 people. It won't be such entertainment, but it'll be total education.
Oh, yes.
So I might do smaller events. Unless I have a meeting today, we discussed it. Somebody's going to come and, if they say, look, I'll give you $2 million, just create. Okay?
Because I think the way you have understood everyone's, you know, the whole dynamic was just, if I had another option, I wouldn't do it any better. It was just a masterpiece.
Thank you. Although from my end, lots of things went wrong,
of course,
right?
you are the perfectionist.
Yeah. We went to the Fontico events, right?
I think that was outstanding.
It was amazing. We created the Sphere in Vegas, in Dubai, in a small
I'm having
place.
goosebumps because
it was amazing.
The vibe and the people and the presenters and Chris Fade and
everything was amazing, wasn't it? Still few mistakes.
Everything.
Yeah, still few things I would have changed.
Oh.
But I share with you now, like the stage was too high. I would have brought it lower. Some people close, they had to look up.
But those DJs were like...
Yeah, but I would have brought them lower. One of the reasons they were so high, because I had to raise the DJs onto the platform. And
like
they
were
needed
in
that
Ibiza or
upright.
somewhere. It was this vibe.
Amazing. We had like 8-foot holograms and we had like 3D gaming all around you. It was amazing.
It was like a futuristic rave
Now, the
event.
company offered me a job as a CEO. And I said no. Because we did this in 5 weeks.
Only 5 weeks?
Only 5 weeks. In this 5 weeks, it was a nightmare. Because Dariush delivers. I'm known as the guy who delivers, right? Then I thought, if I'm the CEO or a sales director or whatever it is they want me to be, would the rest of my life be enjoyable? No, it'd be a battle like the last 5 weeks. You know, people stealthing you, people not sharing the same vision, constantly unnecessary fights and battles, and people whose egos they think they can do a better job than you. And so and I said to them, you know what? I'm humbled because you're impressed what we've created, but we're not going to work together. And I would have probably been worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But the day I said no, I was free. It felt so good. Yeah.
You know, I think there should be a book written on this individually, because when I see you, like, you are, I feel that a one-man show, but a team. But because you want everything so much in perfection and alignment, but it's like...
But so was Steve Jobs. I'm no Steve Jobs, but so was Steve Jobs, right? Elon Musk, he doesn't build the rockets, he doesn't build Tesla, but he has this vision. So I think, and people hated Steve Jobs. I hope that not many people hate me. I'm sure some people don't like me. I'm sure they don't even know me, but they don't like me because, you know, you can walk in and there's a Iranian bald guy, and 2% of people had bad experiences with Iranian bald guys. It's got nothing to do with me. Years ago, I used to be bothered. I used to go and say, well, why do they like me? And I wouldn't enjoy the party because I was so focused on the people who didn't like me. Now I just go, it's their story. It's the way they see the world, right? And it's often about you highlight something people don't like about themselves, right? And then I was talking about this yesterday.
That's beautiful. You highlight what you...
Something they don't like about themselves. Because most people don't like when they look in the mirror, they don't like what looks back at them. Sadly, they don't love themselves enough. And I find that I was brought up in a family where we gossiped, we were very critical of everybody else. And sometimes that brings this ugly head in me, and I think, shut up, stop. Because what you're doing is saying that what you don't like about them is what you don't like about yourself. So work on yourself and shut your mouth. Yeah.
Very difficult to. So another thing is, do you feel a new you now after seeing that? I mean, how are you a bit different or more mindful? I mean,
we're evolving every day. You're not the same person you were yesterday. Yeah. I'm not the same person. I don't know where I'm going in life, but I know that every morning I wake up and I think I'm going to do some good. I'm going to make some value. I'm going to help people. I'm going to make people smile and laugh. I come down. I live in a hotel. I come down and valet and concierge, and they come and say, "We watch your videos. It was amazing." And I think, okay, I'm making people's days, right? And when I die, hopefully a few people will show up. And then my kids will see it. They go, "Oh, Dad was a good guy." Or Granddad was a good guy and he helped people, right?
So, okay, some words I'm going to say and then you're going to just extend it. What does peace mean to you? Peace.
Peace means
or for
no
you.
drama. No drama. Peace, calm. Your energy levels are very calm. Your vibration is calm. That's peace to me. I'm done with drama. In personal life, in business life. When you get older, you value time so much more than when you were young. So I'd rather have peace in my life. And it's incredible now. The difference between me and 15 years ago is people who used to come to me 15 years ago and say, "What are you going to do? How much are you going to charge?" Now they're coming to me saying, "Can I afford you?" Same person, less energy than 15 years ago, but people's perception of me has changed. Right?
I think more energy and more aura now, I mean...
Thank you. Yeah, confidence, right? Confidence. I have nothing to prove. Done it, showed it, living it. I think what most people should do when they follow others in social media, a lot of it is rubbish. Yes, just be careful who you follow, who you listen to, whose courses you buy. Because the other day I came out and there was a guy I follow, and he was in his Porsche that I just bought. It's my 918 Spider. And I ran round.
This is the other Porsche. This is the new.
I have the Taycan Turbo S, the electric one. Mm-hmm. But then this is 10 years. It's a collector's item. It's about $2.5 million. So I saw the car and I went around to take a picture with him saying, I'm interested in buying a car like this. And the car rental guy came as I was running around, gave the key back and started taking pictures of where he could have scratched the car. And I was like, all that is a show? I unfollowed him because I honestly thought he was super successful. And so...
Is this unbelievable? Okay.
But then sometimes I post a picture of my car when I'm driving because I feel good. I want to share it. But I don't go, this is my car. I don't show it off.
You're inspiring.
But then people look and go, I had a friend of mine back in Iran. He was my best friend. And I called him up in America. I found him after like 40 years. I messaged him and he was so rude because you're a show off, you're this, you're that, you're this. And it was so rude to me. And I just walked away and I thought, what's happened in that 40 years that the guy doesn't see me as an inspiration? He sees me as a show-off, right? But again, it's got nothing to do with me, yes? And I went and checked his family photos and I was like, well, you have an ugly wife, your kids aren't particularly attractive, you live in a shithole.
Exactly.
So, that...
They're so unhappy with themselves and they need to vent it out. And you are probably not the reason at all, but you just, it's that inside. So,
sad.
For people, young entrepreneurs, when you take on someone as a partner or in business or in dealings, what are the 2-3 main traits you look at?
Values, loyalty is so important to me. Respect, manners, clear communication, really, really important. Like I give you, if you ask me to do a job and I do it and I never tell you, it's done. I call it monkeys on the back. right? So you wake up in the morning, you got a ton of monkeys on your back. And you have a team of people and you give these monkeys to people. And then it's their job to run away with the monkeys, right? I don't want to go home with more monkeys on my back than I came to work with, right? So it's your partners and how many monkeys are going to take off your back so you can do what you do.
Build and grow.
Courtesy and communication. If you do a job, I don't have to worry. Did Samira do that? Did she do it? Did you? You know, if you were courteous and you called me back and said, the job was done or I got stuck and can you help me? Takes a monkey off my back, right? So you can solve big problems. If I can get people to release my time so I can solve big problems, the bigger the problem you fix, the richer you get.
Absolutely.
Right.
So,
So
absolutely.
and then boundaries. Okay, honesty, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, really critical. And many people don't share their boundaries. Punctuality, right?
Being on time.
Being on time.
I think that is you. Like how do you? Is this a secret? Like it's 8 and you are on 8. I mean,
It's just being organized. I was so upset. I was 4 minutes late when I arrived outside your door. But I said to the gentleman, I said, I'm going to kill that guy because he was just stopping, starting, reversing. I was like, and I didn't want to be late. I want to be on time for you. So
How do you do it? It's like being superhuman.
Organized. Just being organized. Just being organized, disciplined with your time. And I get carried away in sales meetings. And sometimes I say to him, I get carried away in sales meetings. Do you mind if I put my watch on the table so I keep it? No, this is what I say. And so I can keep an eye on the time so I'm not late for my next appointment. And they go, wow, how respectful is he? The worst thing is, this is where I can advise you because you're really passionate and you get carried away and you think the more I stay there, the more I'm respected. It's the other way around.
Yes.
It's the other way around. You need to know when to leave. Because
Yes.
if you hang in there, you're thinking, oh, they know I'm committed, I love them, I'm spending time with them, it shows my love for them. But do you know what they're thinking? The other person wastes time. He or she's a time waster. Right? So when I do the job, I leave. Although no matter how much I enjoy their company, I leave. Because when you leave, they think, wow, that's really, he respects his time, respect my time. And I want to see him again. Because you're not overstaying your welcome.
I think this is another sequel for the listeners about putting this in a book because these are golden nuggets, So
I'm going to write more books, probably one this year, but it's going to be more specific. This is general.
Because when I see your names like Arena and Gladiator, this word Gladiator,
It's gone crazy, right? I got a call. Paramount Studios called me in November. I don't know if I told you. Just a couple of weeks before our event. And I was like, oh my God, they're going to sue me. I had no idea that the date that my Gladiator Summit was, same date as the launch of the Gladiator 2 movie.
Did you know this?
No,
A million-dollar question.
We decided before Paramount gave the date. We decided in May, after the first event.
Yes, I know.
So, and I thought, well, I had all the documents ready to if they sued me, because even their logo is similar to ours, right? And we did before theirs. So I was like, this is spooky. So they phoned me up. I was ready. I was ready. They're going to sue me. They said,
It's not
would
your
you help?
fault.
No, do you know what they said? We heard about the summit. Would you help us promote the movie?
Unbelievable.
So at our launch of the Gladiator 2, the movie, 30-second video of the summit was played on the screen.
Yes, in the beginning of the intro.
Of the movie. Amazing.
It was just like completely coming in real life, and I think that was
It was incredible. Incredible. People were driving on Sheikh Zayed Road saying, is this you? I said, no, that's the movie. They're not promoting me. It's like that weekend we owned Dubai, right? Because Gladiator 2 was everywhere.
Everywhere. Even at the Fantico and everywhere at the Trade Center, the Gladiator.
Yes.
And I think that universe and it just comes out because when your intention and everything is so pure.
Yes.
And then God has miracle ways to just show you that it's...
I had a meeting, today is Friday, I had a meeting on Tuesday with a developer, incredible company, incredible. And I was thinking, and they want me to work with them on a director level. I was like, should I not? But I don't know anything about property or land and stuff. And I said, they have apartment blocks. And I said, the best thing to use to start this community on villas, okay? And they said, where? I said, well, the Palm. And they said, it's sold out. The Palm is sold out. Palm, Jebel Ali maybe.
Jebel Ali sold out.
That's sold out, but Palm, this original Palm.
Yes.
There's no land available to build on, right?
It's like same property value than,
With the highest levels of...
in Europe, in France, yeah.
So listen to this. So I'm like, maybe one day we'll build some community in the desert, right? Should I work with them? Should I not work with them? The very next day, I'm meeting this publisher, right? And he comes to me and he's, forget about it. I want to put you on front of my magazine. This is. But you know what? Somebody phoned me this morning. They're sheikhs, a royal family, and they got 8 plots on the Palm to sell, all next to each other. On this front, this. I'm like, phone this company up. We're meeting on Tuesday to discuss buying this land. In 15 years, I've never discussed land on the Palm, right? 2 days after I see that guy, another guy comes to see me and says, I got a plot of 8
But these
properties,
angels,
villas. Yeah. How does that happen? Miracle.
I think it's...
There's a chapter in here, believe in miracles. Miracles happen all the time. I drive supercars, right? And it didn't start off. If I say to you, if you have $1 million, don't go and put it in a car because you're going to lose. So I put the intention out there. Now, do you know what I do, Samira? I walk into a showroom and I say, I want that $1 million car, and they give me the key. I don't even pay for it. And the owner comes and says, I trust you, Dariush, you'll pay for it. How much do you want to pay? I say, $100,000 a month for the next 10 months, and they give me, or 8 months, and they give me the car. And then when the 8 months is over and the car's paid for, I sell it, invest it, and I buy another car. So the dealerships are allowing me to drive their supercars, and it's funding my investments. Who would give you a car, $1 million car for nothing, right? No guarantees, no nothing.
No, but it comes with, I think, all the years of, genuine, authentic, hard work. It's a character, it's the respect, and it's the name, and it's a legacy. Like, how you just said when you went to Iran, and they had people there.
Came, yeah.
It's something that is just inside. It's gifted, it's rare.
Just don't forget where you come from. End of the day, I was born alone. I go out to this world alone. I came with no clothes, I'll go with no clothes, and what is all this BS? What does it all matter? Ego kills, and just nothing matters really. Nothing matters.
So what is it that you want to advise to? I mean, I know we have gone through
Live
this.
every minute, to your listeners, to your audience. Live every minute like it was your last. This morning, I thought, if today was my last day, and it's okay, it's going to come, so why avoid it? And it's not
for
miserable.
Everyone.
It's not miserable talk, it's going to come, right? And I know too many people who said, I don't care. And then when that moment came, they were like, shit, this is it, I'm dying, and they had regrets and stuff. Just so if that day comes, I'll just say, I'm ready for my next story, right? And that's it. And wow, what a life. What a life. And are you going to sit there and remember all the people who stole money from you, cheated you? No, you're going to remember your good moments, right? Just create more moments. Just create more beautiful moments. That's what you're going to remember. You're not going to sit there going, that guy ran away with my money, this guy did. No, you're just going to go.
No, but that's natural. Some people can die of a heart attack with just...
Yeah, but that's the conditioning, right? They create that heart attack. They create everything in my life I've attracted. Even that guy who stole from me. My son came to me and said, don't invest that, he's a crook. I chose to invest, right? And until forever, I regret the day I overrode my son and I said to him, I'm doing it. But at the same time, God's looked after me in other ways to make sure that we didn't go bankrupt or we didn't lose. But I only had that money. I gave him everything I had. It was painful.
Well, I think karma should help, nothing is, I think what goes around comes around. If it's not, okay.
It does. But I'd like to be there to see him suffer,
Absolutely. So that he cannot do it to anyone else.
He's done it to other people. I heard he's done it to other people. But what's crazy that he prays 5 times a day. And I'm like, what are you praying to? Who's listening to you? What's your God telling you? We don't meet in I haven't met him for like 7 years, but we used to meet somewhere else because Starbucks is Jewish owned. I'm like, what, your God, is going to send you to heaven because you don't go to Starbucks, right? But it's okay to take advantage of human beings. But I'm sure judgment day comes. God's not going to go, you were a great human being, but you didn't fast, so you're going to hell, right? I think you're judged by the character you are, the person you are, people you love and you touch in the right way, not but what you say, how you live life.
And in the end, we want to know, is there something that we can look forward to? What is the, I know like
I look forward to seeing you soon, I hope.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I do miss you. I miss you a lot. Life just takes over and just months go by.
Also about, your different projects coming about on different
community.
Platforms.
The Gladiator community, I'm really going to focus on, because now a lot of really great people are contacting me. They want to be interviewed on my podcast. So I'm going to get more high-level quality people on my podcast. And we're going to be on Emirates Airlines, hopefully Qatar Airways, Lufthansa Airline. So we're going to have a bigger reach. The community, we're going to support people every day, every week, every month. And the thing is, I don't want the community relying on me. So we got AI, we got other experts. I'm getting to commit that they're going to constantly, because I get bored very easily. So if you start a community, I will not be managing it every day, because after 3 months, I'll be bored. I want to go to Maldives and forget it. So I'm putting a team in place where they can maintain and keep adding value without selling. Right? We don't want to sell anything, right? I want to be there to make sure that authenticity of love is always going to be with the gladiators. And people think gladiators is about fighting and stuff. Actually, it's not. Gladiators were spiritual people. They were vegetarians. They worked hard. They practiced the moves. Today, if some of your viewers and listeners are going for an appointment, you go, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. Right? The guy says, send me a proposal. I'll think about it. No problem. I say, but if you went to a battle 2,000 years ago with that attitude, you're going to die, right? So if we just bring that certain mentality that our life dependent on our next appointment, how much more successful people could be, right?
I mean, you're changing the dynamics of marketing, to be honest. How I am absorbing the way that, I think that is maybe the right way to go. It's completely, this standard that you have.
It was. I'd rather, if I was going to attract a client, I'd rather get a shotgun, put the barrel, just take a little bit of time, boom, and I hit the target. But most people, what they do is they get a machine gun and they fire everywhere. And hopefully one of those bullets hits the target. And I think that's normal. I used to sell yellow pages. And I say to people, why are you advertising yellow pages? You know what the answer was? Because everybody else does. And people used to fight. I don't know if you remember, people used to fight for like AAA copy systems. Because if you had loads of A's, you'd be on top of the list. Yes? And that's what people did. And crazy, right? Crazy what people do.
And focusing on your exact is the way to go. And so the last thing I want to know is, for instance, isn't AI and Bitcoin and all these crypto, and I know, with the event and everything, people are really scared. They're just...
Something new.
How is your approach?
When horses, carriages were there and cars came, people were scared. They're saying if you go faster than 20 miles an hour, you'll die. People were scared, right? When factories came, they were thinking they're going to get unemployed. So when change comes, the masses get scared. And if you implement change in yourself, you're discovering something new about yourself tomorrow, right? Change and growth comes. So embrace it. Believe in humanity.
Yeah.
I remember when I was young, people used to say, oil is only going to be around 30 years. Now oil is going to be around forever, right? They said food's going to run out. There's too much population, right? And then human beings learn how to fertilize the earth properly better. So believe in human beings. And I'd rather believe in my children and my grandchildren than the idiots, older generation, or us, the way we live in the planet for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But always your mindset is in abundance, right? You are embracing the change. And again, this is another important trait that one should have.
Don't listen to the news. there's been so many publications about positivity, happy news. Publications don't sell. Fear sells.
Yes.
So the capitalist world, they have to sell you fear, because then you'll go and invest in this, you do that, you protect. Now, that used to piss me off a lot, okay? And I recently realized it's if you have a mindset of positivity and abundance, that you're the weirdo. Because for centuries and thousands of years, we used to work the farm, used to plow our food or whatever it is and kill the animals. What did we do? We fed the family, put them in salt and protected it, make sure if the weather changes, we get attacked by the neighbors, we're going to be okay. But for the first time in humanity, we have abundance, right? We don't have to protect everything. So to protect, to be careful, to be scared, and this is human nature.
It's human nature.
I'm the weirdo that thinks about abundance and embraces it.
And that is what people should try to
Because the world's
emulate.
changed. Yeah, because the world's changed. We don't have to be protecting. You know, why do you share all your knowledge? Because
yes, why?
abundance.
How can you be
It's
so
abundance.
open and vulnerable and honest to help others? Because, you know, sometimes if I get something, I don't want the other person to know that secret. But you actually make sure
I
to
want
go
them to know.
and tell everybody.
Because there's money for everyone. There's clients for everyone. You know, when somebody's complaining about, oh, Dubai, people don't pay, they come and go. And I said, is it so bad? Do you see less Lamborghinis? Do you see less Ferraris?
Or the
you just
property
choose
shopping?
the bubble's going to burst. No, we're still 20% of New York and Singapore. So this bubble's going to keep growing. Believe in abundance. 6,500 millionaires started living in Dubai last year. They have to spend the money on something, right? I met this guy in January. He says, I came in and just to do something, I invested $100 million in property. It was like nothing. It was like and I'm sitting there thinking, wow, how rich he must be. That to invest 100 million so he has something to do in Dubai, and there's 6,500 of those just last year coming in. A lot of them are billionaires.
Abundance and it's just the mindset shift.
It is.
Yes,
It is.
I think that's what you are personifying with.
And you attract, right? You attract them.
Yes, absolutely.
Somebody phoned me and says, we got, a couple of days ago, we got 60 or 80 million euros. And what do you suggest? Would you come and see us? And I had nothing booked. I said, no, traffic's too much. I said to my contacts, do your due diligence, make sure the money's come from the right place, they're good people. And if I go and sit down with them, we can do great things with the money and they can make it available. I said, right, and they respect me so much because I didn't jump. Right? I didn't jump. I still haven't seen them yet. I'm getting my team to do the due diligence.
I think that you're also very fortunate, and then because you attract having a good, solid team, and you know just mentoring them. And
mentoring. I have a team who are dedicated, who are passionate, and they care. Are they any means the best in the market? Nowhere near it. But they know every day I'll push them and challenge them and make them grow. The damn side is that the moment I do that, they're worth more in the marketplace, so they may leave.
You're making them
confident enough. You know, I inspire people who have, like for instance, this person was offering the services for free. I teach them, I inspire them. I say, okay, how much for your service? They start charging me 10 times. I said, I'm not inspiring you to screw me. I'm inspiring you to charge a fair price for everybody else. So often and it's okay. It's a journey, isn't it? So life is a hop on, hop off bus. Some people hop on your bus, one stop. Some people hop on your bus the whole journey. But sometimes along the way, they hop off. It's life.
So, are we looking at an event in the next year? Are we looking?
No.
Because I think I've tried asking this question many times in the loop, but I know the right time we'll all find out.
If somebody comes and says, look, I'll give you a couple of $1 million, and I can probably do it. And then here's the thing. Everybody expects Dariush to do it bigger and better next time. So how much pressure am I putting on myself, right? Because with our event, the Fontique, we raise the bar, right? Now, I could have Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi, although I'm very loyal to Dubai. Mm-hmm. I could have the Coca-Cola Arena, 10,000 people will pack it. How can I make sure, my question is, how can I make sure the person on the top tier at the back gets the same feeling as the person at the front.
You're thinking about that.
So should I do just 1,000 people and get that closeness that we did?
Yes.
Or should I do 10,000 people? So these are the questions I'm asking myself.
Right.
And then do I have the time? You know, I didn't have a good Christmas. I didn't have a good summer because I was constantly thinking about this event. Then I just go, I deserve a good summer when the phone's not ringing or pressures of ticket sales. So let's just see. You know, as Robin Sharma says, I'm going to give myself some rest.
Yes. How important is this, the rest? The like, how do you give yourself? Like,
it's everything.
Do you force yourself to give yourself that break? Because
sleep, I haven't slept because I gained a lot of weight. I ignored myself, so I gained a lot of weight, which affected the quality of my sleep. And when you can't sleep, you're constantly tired, you're short-tempered. So I'm just looking at biohacking, looking at losing weight in a way that my age can cope, right?
You look incredible.
I love you, thank you. You're so charming. But at 60, you know, I got a personal trainer. He had me running. I snapped an ankle, damaged the knee. You know, now I've got the right people who can say, right, okay, you can't do what you did 40 years ago. So let's exercise around your knees and your weight. And I've got the right team now.
If you want, you can do the squash and you can do the...
I used to, not anymore now. So, yeah.
But yes, I know now using AI and all these new, new ways to, So I think that we just want to see more and more of you. That's what we don't want you to go too much on a long rest because, you know, the wonderful, you know, awakening that you are doing in the audience, in the crowd, in the people, and then your followers, they look up to you.
Thank you.
And then just please take care of yourself. And
I honor you. Thank you so much. And if it all comes to an end, wow, right?
Let's not talk about the end. Yes.
Well, it's going to come to an end sometime.
I think this is
but
the
all
start.
I know is that my future is a lot shorter than my past. So let's just make it quality. Quality time with your loved ones, quality time with your family, quality time with your friends, quality time with your employees, clients. Choose the right clients, right? Choose the right companions. Like we were talking about, he said, why don't you meet this person? I said, well, I don't like the person.
Yes.
And I value that 2 hours of my time. Why would I want to sit with someone that I don't respect? And you know the way I am, I tell him, right? Now, do I need confrontation? No, because I need peace. So I'd rather not show up, right?
Have you put yourself into a lot of trouble by being too open?
All the time.
I think this is one of the traits no one has. To be
all the time.
To be vulnerable. You need a lot of arena gladiator courage.
See, what happened was I was asked to speak on another stage, right? If you remember, I was asked to speak on another platform. And this person made my life difficult because he was insecure. He ripped away my time on stage from 45 minutes to 20. Although all he had to was reciprocate what I gave him, right? He made $91,000 at my event, didn't pay me a penny. And I said, shouldn't I get some money? Because no, I'd knock it off my speaking fees, right? So on the way to the seminar to speak, he took away my time, took about 20 of my slides away. And all along I was like, you know, what am I doing to highlight his insecurities, right? And we had confrontation, but now we're very, very good friends because he knows where he stands with me and I know where but we had confrontation where I noticed other speakers were just licking his butthole, right? Because they want to be on that platform. They want to be selling the course. They want to do it. I didn't give a shit, right? But now he knows where he stands with me, right? And we are going to make a lot of money together. I'm going to make a lot of money for him. Probably one of very few people who's actually contributing in his life. But he knows where he stands with me because if I'm upset, I'll say it. But we had confrontation and it was draining. But I had to say what I felt.
I think these are one of the biggest things people who have, God forbid, cancer or anything. Do you know this is the latest solution that they need to
air it.
They need to do the confrontation. They need to, and that is the only healing thing, not the pills.
I had
that
2
they have
heart
to
attacks
pop in.
because of the stress and not being able to share it, especially men. Men's suicide rate is so high because society tells them not to share, don't show emotions, be a man, don't cry, be a man. Yesterday, my son was playing 17. He was playing squash.
They
And
are heroes. They're
I love
like
them.
they're
He got
all
hit
over.
in the lip by his younger brother,
Oh.
and he started crying, and it was a bit embarrassing, to be honest with you, right? Because the teachers were there, people were watching, and the way he behaved was a bit childish. And I went, but I nearly said, be a man. I thought, don't say it. Let him go through his emotions. But he shouldn't act stupid. Because people think, oh, why is he acting so immaturely, right? And he picked himself up, shook their hands. He had tears in his eyes, but he didn't show it.
That was so brave.
So, yeah, very brave.
For young, they have so much challenges.
So impressed.
I think I see that they have absolutely so many hidden pressures, which we didn't have in our generation.
If I said to you, for instance, you my sister, okay? I'm going to teach you in a way where 6 days a week, you go to the spa, you go to your meditation, because yoga, look after your body, contribute, work on that orphanage, and 1 day a week you work. Or you learn from me, work 7 days a week, 6 days a week, make sacrifices, hard work, stress, and you'll get to the same place. Which one would you take? First option or the second option? The first option, right? But somewhere along the way, we teach people to work their asses off. You don't have to, you just have to be quality.
No, but I think it's a different dynamic, because some people cannot sit even for that one Sunday. And I know so many people.
Well, go and work for a charity.
And they say, even on a Sunday we need to
write a book, meditate, do something. Yes, they just don't know what to do, right? But they don't have to work. I don't think anybody's gone to the deathbed and said, oh, I wish I'd done a few more hours in the office.
But having nothing to do is a big depression.
No, find something to do. There's always things to do. They just don't know what to do. Yeah, there's charity. Open up an orphanage, help kids. There's so many orphans out there. Raise money for Gaza, Ukraine. Do something.
Purposeful.
Yeah, start a community. Like-minded people with the same values. There's so many things to do. Put yourself on courses and learn, travel.
Right? That is a reflection of a healthy mind. The other ones who have this
You
time.
retire, you die. An average person who retires dies after 2 years of retirement.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
I think you certainly have pinpointed out, like what you just said about this. If you have this time, put it on charity, put it on something. People don't really look at it, and
spend it with your kids.
And it comes back to you.
Spend it with your kids, because if you're going through whatever you're going through, this soon shall pass. Good times don't last forever. Bad times don't last forever, right? So just appreciate what you have right now. That's a good way to start. The fact that you're born, the fact that we have today, right? We're alive is a bonus.
Absolutely.
Don't take anything for granted. And then you don't talk about, I've got nothing to do. No, because you're lost. Find your path. Go on meditational courses and find out what really inspires you. And not for the rest of your life, for the next 6 months.
So you're a better improved version of yourself.
Every day. Not everybody's better improved. It could be a worse change. Yes, hopefully you're going to be better and grow from it. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think we need to we can put this in a book. All these valuable things that you have shared.
Come to my office, we'll discuss it.
Yes.
And I have to go soon.
All right. So I want to thank you so much.
Thank you, Samir.
And I just want you to make sure that, you are not taking too much of a rest. And then the listeners are always asking about how to, and what is the new upcoming thing. So, we'll do this again, and we'll keep your listeners informed. Yes.
And I'm going to put this podcast, when it's edited, I'll put it on Emirates Airlines.
Yes. And I
want more people to know about you and your beautiful heart. Yeah.
I can't be more humbled, but I really want to say that all your works and everything that you're doing and how you're bringing these changes in everyone's, it's something we need more people like you. And
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you. Love you lots. Pleasure. Love you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and see you next time.